Last time, on the Empire's Edge.
You could always come into the throne of Indara, and it would be a very safe place.
The leaves. Oh, we still have to find the leaves.
Does it feel more like Horseshoe Falls, where like there's some magic about this place?
Jacob, what's he throwing?
Boof! Hurrah!
That they're like, a hedge. This wasn't there before. Crash through. Ow! Mom!
Save yourself. Withdraw. Save yourself. Let us pass.
Find retribution, certain savior, the Lord. Like you're just trying to preach to them.
And as you look, you can see there is a group of bugbears.
Oh, holy
Oh, yes.
And they have waded into fight with these 3 giants that ran past.
Do we recognize them as the bugbears from the tribe that like us?
Well, you can't tell, but for now they're allies. So this combat's happening behind you, but there's still foes right there in your proximity. And I believe in that round, we were just down to Zellen's action.
I believe you're right. So my fire spirit is going to try to do something.
Okay.
And then I'm going to get the flip out of dodge.
Nice.
So it's going to do a range attack.
Okay.
One target I can see, 1d6 plus 4.
So one of the guys that came through the hedge but did not charge toward the bugbears?
Yes.
Okay.
So
there is also the foe that you and
Oh, yeah.
Jacob are on.
Yeah, it'll try to hit that one, the one that's hitting us.
Oh, fair, yeah.
All right.
All right, so is it a reflex save for the thing, or do you have to try and hit it because you're doing a ranged attack?
Your spell attack modifier to hit range 60 feet, one target you can see.
Yeah, so roll
Also-
a d20 and then add your spell attack to hit.
Also, dex save.
What did I say?
Reflex.
Oh, whatever.
Oh,
Remember the number.
6.
Okay, so 13, because there's a +7, right?
What's a +7?
For your spell attack modifier?
+5.
Should be
Oh,
So
plus
11.
5. No.
that sounds low.
That does
Yeah,
sound
it
low.
should be a +9.
+9. Oh,
Yeah, wisdom. What's your wisdom?
imagine it has to be maxed out. You use wisdom a lot.
Wisdom is 21.
Yeah, so that's a +5.
Mhm.
And then your
Proficiency.
proficiency bonus is a +4.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So you're at +9 to hit.
Oh, it just said modifier was +5. That's
Yeah,
what I
you're
took it
not
as.
looking for your modifier. You're looking for your spell
To hit, yeah.
Yeah, your spell attack roll.
So that becomes a 15,
And that hits.
which we know hits.
Yay!
Okay. So now you roll your damage.
Aw. 5 points of damage. But maybe that was enough. You never know.
It was not.
I like looking at like the one on the die and you 5. And then Matt's just like head shoots over like, excuse me.
I saw that one a moment ago.
Okay, so then Zelen is going to dimension door away and leaving a little bloody pool.
So
behind
now
her.
that Jacob has distracted it and another foe ran and attacked me,
Thanks.
all
I can
three
grab
of them,
you. Do you want to come
all
with me?
3 of them can attack Jacob instead.
That'd be
Actually-
a great
actually,
tactical
yes.
choice.
Okay, so I'm
Actually,
going to
that'd be
grab
fantastic.
Jacob and we're going to dimension door away so that we still have full view of the battle, like maybe the overhang, like maybe we could get up on the overhang.
Yeah, there's not actually any overhangs, but there is like the tops of one of these canyons that are adjacent. They're 15 to 25 feet high.
Now
so
the tree, like the foliage isn't too thick that it would like hinder my ability to shoot with a bow, is it?
no, if you're
Okay.
right near the edge of that, the danger would be a collapse. But
Yeah.
no,
Like reflexes.
there's plenty of areas to do that. You could do like
Falling
over and
damage?
above.
Who cares about falling damage?
What's your range to actually go somewhere, or is it line of sight?
You 200 feet.
Oh yeah, so
You
could
arrive at
go
exactly the spot desired.
where you blocked off those couple of eroded canyons to the right hand side. You could go on top over there.
Oh, sorry, 500 feet.
Yeah. So
Well, I want to stay within range of our spells. Like I don't want to get so far away that he
My
can't
spell is
shoot
arrow.
Yeah, that he can't shoot
okay,
his
so then
arrows.
the
and-
nearest height that's in proximity to kind of the middle of the combat.
Yep.
Okay, got it.
So we
That's actually right above where that first bugbear, where that first hill giant was initially. You're
Perfect.
on that plateau
and you're with me.
right above.
Yeah, cool. You know, my
You think you would hear like, if you weren't ready for that to be happening, that your knees would buckle a little bit. Like,
so what is the range that we're now at from the battle?
down to there, so firing in toward those guys came through the hedge where you were just now standing would be probably at about, like 40 feet
Oh, okay,
on
that's-
that angle.
Not bad at all. Okay, I thought we were somewhere in the magnitude of 100, so that works.
All right, so Zelen, your action is done, and Jacob at 11.
Cool. If memory serves, I was still firing in melee on that guy,
Yeah.
so I still would have hit him with an owl arrow, just for fun. How bad does he look? Can I make like a perception to see if I think,
Yeah, good. Roll that
one,
perception then.
one good hit would do him in? Da, 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 20. 20.
A 20?
Yeah.
Yeah, you would figure that one good hit should take him out.
Oh, perfect. Then I won't bother firing another owl arrow at him. I'll just use the advantage from the one he's already been hit with.
Okay.
Throwing stuff across the table. Much higher than a 15. 26.
Yes, you definitely hit.
All right. Yeah, no, two more. No, one charge on the bow.
Okay.
We bring it up to a D10 plus 2d6 for sneak attack plus another d6 for hunter's mark. Can I borrow that from you? And then a d8 for Colossus Slayer. Yay!
Okay.
A lot of dice.
That's a lot of dice.
Ooh, that's a
That's
that's
a
an axe
natural.
on the d10.
That's an axe. Yeah, whenever you bump it up, you've really been doing that well.
So 10, 20, 24, 31 points of damage.
Destroyed.
Fantastic.
He flops down dead.
And then I will turn on
So
where. Yeah, give me a layout of the battle.
There are still 3 that were in like a combative state with all of you. Then there's 3 over there with an at this point determined number of bugbears. One of those 3 that came through the hedge, the hedge was originally cast on them. One had squared off with Boris, and then
And I killed that one, right?
no, that was one of the ones that just came from not through the hedge. That there was those 3 that came through the hedge and they split off. So there's one near Boris who looks very hurt. And then there were the 2. One had closed on you, Jacob, and one had closed on Zelen. And the one that was on you looks hurt, about the same as one that was on Boris. That is on Boris. And then the one that was on Zelen is hurt even more.
Okay.
So there's a total of 6. 3 that are engaged with the bugbears.
Yes.
1 that is engaged with Boris. The 2 that we left behind.
They were
when we
right where you guys were
dimension
just standing. Yeah.
Got it.
Okay, and then the one that I just killed, that was one of the ones that was standing next to us, correct?
Yeah, it crossed over to you from the from a new tangent
So
a
there's
little while ago.
2?
There's 3.
I doubt your numbers, but okay.
Okay. All right.
I've been keeping close track.
All right. So I guess still looking around the bugbears. Do they seem like they're handling themselves rather well, or
They do. Yeah,
Okay.
there's it's a pretty pitch fight. The bugbears way outnumber them. You haven't like gauged numbers
okay.
yet, but there's
Then
more bugbears than
Then I'm
than
going
just,
to
like, even numbers.
turn on one of the ones because you don't have 1 or 2 on you.
1.
I don't even know anymore.
Okay,
He
so
has he has 1. He
I'll
killed
fire
the
on
other one.
the one that's on you just to kind of help you out at a distance. Swapping over my hunter's mark. I get that every attack. Right?
Yeah, as a
Swapping
bonus
over hunter's
action,
mark
yeah.
as a bonus action because why do I need my bonus action? I'm all the way over here now. All right. And how's a 20? Unnatural.
Definitely hits.
Cool. So that plus one more charge. Yeah, one more charge. Because I think now I have 2 left for the day. And that's it. That and I already did my Colossus Slayer this round. That's
Yes.
true. Okay. 15 points of damage.
Okay, yeah, a solid hit, and it looks like it's not going to take much for that guy just to be gone.
And take advantage on your
Yeah.
next attack. Go for it.
Fantastic.
I have 1 owl arrow left.
Oh, boy.
We're gonna have to do some.
running out of the arrows.
We're gonna have to do some.
Go
We're doing the
visit-
bugbears again. I wonder if we can get back to the what do they call
Donalar?
it? Donalar.
Yeah, get more
Yeah.
feathers.
Yeah.
Okay, Boris, you're up.
All right. First things first, bonus action to transfer Hex to the one I'm currently fighting.
Okay.
Second, telepathically instructing Usud to go inspect the bugbears. So
Okay.
he's, how far away are they?
About 50 feet.
Okay, yeah. So invisibly, he's flying 40 feet to them, checking numbers and seeing if there's any identifiable markings on them, and then dashing back to my shoulder.
Okay, so he notes that like within the combat itself, there are 3 on each one of them. So there's 9 of them right there, and then it looks like a reserve group of another 3. So there's like about a dozen of these guys that are over there, and it's just so narrow and tight right there. You couldn't get more of them fighting around each one of those
Right, yeah.
those giants as it is, but like about a dozen of them. And then when it comes to markings, what's communicated to you is that there's like tree symbols, very, like plainly made, but kind of Roanaga-esque, a specific category of worshipers of Uko
Right,
that
yeah.
follow like a lesser deity, so to speak.
Well, neat.
That-
They are friendly bugbears.
Yeah.
Wow.
And like, it
They're
would be like
Yeah,
my
we don't
friendly
we don't
bugbears.
know that yet because we're
good
too far
guy
away,
kind of
right?
guys, yeah.
Well, I can just shout that and tell you guys.
And then has dashed back.
Right, yeah.
You.
So now, killing some giants. And first attack is a 28.
That
You
is a-
might have gotten a natural 20. No.
Nope.
Okay.
Okay, that's a definite
Second
hit.
attack is a 25.
Okay, both hit. I guess the foe that's right there on you that just got an arrow a moment
Right,
ago
yeah.
for his pains.
Okay, and I need your d8s.
You can.
Actually, just the
I
one.
just want. That's right. You're
Yeah.
out of the good
Yeah,
spell
out of the good
slots.
stuff. So I'm just spending a first level slot.
Okay, here it comes.
And that is 13 magic bludgeoning. Nice. 14 radiant and 6 necrotic for the first attack.
Wow.
Destroyed.
Nice. Anybody else nearby?
It is done. There are the ones that were on those two over there, and they're about 25 feet away.
Okay, I move adjacent to them.
Hey, Boris, can you grab my arrow?
I'm guessing I don't need to re-roll that hit because they've all got the same armor class.
No, that's exactly right.
Okay. Then next one takes.
Neat.
Nice. It's that 9 again on the D8.
Your elven dice are great.
Rolls a 9 and a D8 all the time. That thing's
It's
great.
actually twice now. Because the first time it just genuinely was oriented to look like a 9, and I forgot I was rolling a D8.
When I was doing this, like the math back in my head, I'm like, you can't. That doesn't know.
It's not possible.
So that's 16 magic bludgeoning, 12 radiant, and 1 necrotic.
And that kills that one.
Nice.
Yeah. That's one of the guys that had the hedge. Well, both of these guys are guys that had the hedge
Right,
cast
yeah.
on them. So there's one foe left that had come through the hedge on you. Quick glance in the other combat area. It looks like one of those giants are dead. The other two are further injured, and 2 bugbears are currently down too.
That's
they're
rough.
they're cutting them down though.
Yeah.
And then that would be
I'm down to 3 first level spell slots.
yeah, top of the round.
Good morning.
We just go through their numbers real quick, how that battle is progressing, and they're down to.
How long ago did we wake up? I guess we've been traveling. We've been walking for a while, so it's not like I haven't even had my coffee yet.
Right. What's happening?
Well, just in time, we encountered them, and it's lunchtime.
Dear, right? We've been walking around. I remember when we said keep our head on a swivel. These are the most dexterous and sneaky giants I have ever come across.
Well, and you had a 30 perception. It was
Yeah.
like, oh, hey, there's a guy.
And he
that guy,
walks
like,
out from a tree. We're like, hey.
spitting distance.
From behind. Well, okay, yeah.
Hear him?
It was a big tree, okay?
Ever
They
been,
weigh like 600 pounds.
ever been to Providence Canyon?
No.
It'd be
Yes.
very much like that. That
Okay.
it is. There's just these canyons that appear just off to the right hand side, and
And they're
could fit-
covered in styrofoam or padding, so that way nobody can hear anything.
They have eggshell
They must, yeah.
insulation.
So we're back to the top of the round with Zelen. You can see that it's a pretty tight area where these giants are. They're definitely taller than the bugbears, bigger. So you can still take hit strikes on them. But it does look like they are injuring a number of the bugbears. But they've been taking a lot of damage
I
themselves.
thought the giants were between me and Zelen. I mean, I'm all for them not doing anything.
I guess we just
but-
teleported somewhere, though, didn't we?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, up on
We're-
that side.
we're-
Yeah, and then I engaged with the other ones.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
fair.
then those bugbears too didn't just stay in a line to one side. It's just a confused melee as it is right now.
You got
So
that
they-
right.
Yeah.
So the one adjacent to me didn't attack me.
No, that was these were 3. There was 3 that were in the hedge, and 3 came crashing through it. This is the 3 that crashed through.
There
it
are
over
3
there.
hostiles fighting the bugbears. There are 3 hostiles fighting us. Yes,
No, it's down to 1 hostile that's fighting you. You took the other 2 of them out.
and I'm adjacent to him.
Yes.
Okay, when the
And we
bugbears
just
were
skipped his round.
Oh, I guess when you were doing all the rolls
Oh.
for the fighting the bugbears, I
You
guess.
did- I neglected that one. I forgot all about him. Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll take care of that. Yeah, sorry.
Thank you for being honest.
You're right.
Victor.
I will miss you a few times. Here.
So let's see. Let's roll it right now and see what happens.
See, sometimes being a rules lawyer is good, and sometimes it's great.
Yeah. Rolled a 12, which is exactly a 20, which is exactly a miss by 1, attacking Boris.
Oh, 13 was a 20. Wasn't it Oh.
And that one hits.
All right. Well, at least we can say that we did our due diligence.
14 points of damage.
Taken, and that's because Ryan, I know you're listening, and I know you'd be particular about that.
Even if Ryan's listening, 3 years from now, we did it for you, man.
That's absolutely right. All right, so Zelen, top of the round.
Okay, so my fire spirit is going to teleport to be closer to Boris,
Okay.
so that if he needs to be taken out, to be removed, she could transport the two of them away.
Dare
Okay.
I say
So-
flanking him?
No.
No, the giant.
Flanking the giant.
Oh, flanking the giant.
Yeah.
Is many much good?
Oh yeah, that it does that.
It comes in on the opposite side of Boris.
Yeah.
That's flanking because it
Okay.
gives benefit.
Yeah, that's what it does.
Okay, now is it making an attack or is that its action?
No, that's its action. It would do damage if there was anything within 15 feet of it
Where it left.
where it had been.
Right,
But
got it.
All right, so it
And
does.
then your action.
It does that, and then
I forgot I was supposed to be rolling with advantage.
I'm going to be observing the fights where the bugbears are.
Right?
And there's how many living combatants there right now?
Let's see. So they're at 7 and they killed one of the giants. So there's still 2 giants and 7 of them that are actively fighting.
2 giants. Could I cast something in a 40-foot cube to just hit the 2 giants?
I wouldn't see how, no.
Okay. What about, could I do it to hit the one that Boris is fighting?
You're positioned right? I suppose so. I mean, you might hit your own fire spirit.
Yeah, that's true. I wouldn't want to do that. Okay, so I'm not going to do that. Instead, I'm going to cast Scorching Ray.
Okay.
And I'm going to cast it at a 3rd level, because then I can cast, when you cast a spell using spell slot 3rd level or higher, you create 1 addition, because then I can cast 3 rays.
Okay.
Oh, no, it already does. I create 3 rays of fire and hurl them at targets within range. So I'm going to cast 3 rays and I'm going to hurl them. Sorry. I'm going to do it at 3rd level. I'm going to make 4 rays and I'm going to cast 1 ray at each thing.
Okay.
Okay.
That was a lot of work to get there.
And what are the ranges on that?
120 feet.
Okay, yeah, you're well within because those guys are fighting further away, but that's still
Okay.
well within range.
So then do I roll 4 dice to see if they hit?
Yes.
Do I do it all at one time?
You can do it if you want, one or individual.
Okay. And I add 7? What do I add to this?
9?
9?
It was
Um,
5 and 4.
yeah, 9.
Okay. So an 18, a 12, a 16, and a 15.
3 of them hit.
Okay. And they do 2d6.
Wait. I mean, they're all hit. One of the giants is already dead, so only 3 giants were left.
I-
The bugbears killed one of the giants. There's 1 on Boris, then 2 that ran by you guys that are left.
Okay. So there's 3 live combatants.
Yes.
Okay. So then I thought there were 4. Can I do this at a lower level so I just use my 3 rays?
Yeah, sure, that's
Okay.
fine.
All right. Okay. So then I'm going to take out the lowest one.
I'm fine with that.
Ooh, 11 points of damage.
Nice.
For the first one, okay.
Oh, do I have to keep, can't I do them all at 11 point of damage?
I think each one an individual 2 hit, or was it?
Yeah.
I create 3 rays of a fire and hurl them at targets.
Yeah. So each one is it's an individual to hit individual damage.
So one takes 11.
Okay.
Oh, the next one only takes 5.
Did you already roll your to hits?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was paying attention.
And the next one does 7.
Okay, help me out here. I've been furiously Googling because I distinctly remember there being something about if I'm firing into a combat and I have an ally within 5 feet of the enemy, doesn't that grant advantage, or am I just like, did I make that up?
That allows you to sneak attack without advantage.
That's what it was. Okay. Dang it, not as good as I was hoping it was going to be.
Well, the spirit and I are getting advantage because we're flanking.
Yeah,
So.
and that's what made me remind about that. I also forgot that for all those multi-attacks that were happening before, another feature of mine that I forgot to keep track of was each secondary hit after that first one in a round was supposed to be with a -4. Because, I remember these things. Okay,
All right, but you are up, Jacob.
cool. What happened to the impressive-looking guy with, like, the armor and all
He is
that?
one of the guys who's still fighting over there with the bugbear.
Okay,
bugbears.
how bad is the one look that's on Boris?
Pretty bad.
Okay, I'll leave him. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna change and start firing on the impressive-looking dude.
Okay, got it.
Firing my last owl arrow.
Okay.
So because I'm not firing with advantage, but it's engaged in combat with the bugbears, I can still do my sneak attack on this one, if I
Correct.
so please.
because the bugbears are definitionally
Roll this one.
enemies of the.
Okay, this guy has a better armor class though, so let's see if it's actually 16.
That is exactly what you needed to hit.
Nice.
Very, very nice.
Hit with a 3.
Yeah.
That's gotta feel good.
All right, so the first
Oh
one,
my
so that's
gosh. Plus 13 to hit.
2d6 for that. Yeah, bonus action, Hunter's Mark, all that fun stuff. Has it taken? It has taken damage.
It
I'm
has
guessing.
taken damage,
All right,
taken a
so
lot of
then
damage.
that. And can I borrow a d6 from you? Thank you. And I'm going to use my last charge in my bow for today to up that from a d8 to a d10.
D10. Okay.
Oh, wait, I keep that because Colossus Slayer. There we go. Oh, 2, 5, 10, 31 points of damage.
Fantastic hit. He is still combative.
Awesome. Firing my second attack, my second shot on that guy with advantage because of the type of
Yeah, last arrow.
arrow that it was.
Yup.
Yeah, how's a 31?
That would definitely hit.
Yeah. All right, so D8. Okay, Hunter's Mark was the one that was
D6,
every time.
yeah.
That's right. There we go. I know how to play this game. 9, 16 more points of damage.
Wow. He's still up.
Cool.
Looks pretty terrible, but he's still there.
I insult his mother in Giantish.
Wow. Wow.
So it sounds like casting Vicious Mockery is a free action.
Essentially, but you know, I can't do any legitimate damage from it. I can just make him feel bad.
And he is very good hearing, and he heard it,
Fantastic.
and it hurt.
All right.
Oh, you hurt his feelings.
Okay, Boris.
Gonna hurt his face next.
Boris, you.
First attack. Oh, so close.
Well, you might get it with your advantage because remember, I use
flanking. Yeah, let's see if I can roll a 20 instead of a 19.
Oh.
Nope.
But at least you got that one out of the
Yeah,
way.
so that's
I couldn't
a
see the die when you rolled it, so I thought close was like, oh, with your pluses, it was hitting still
30.
low. Yeah, 30. Yeah, that's a definite hit.
yeah. Second attack is a 26.
Both hit,
All right,
and then some.
Thank you, sir.
I figured you would need it. There you go.
Yep. Spending first level slots for both of those. First attack does.
Boy. Nice.
That
It's
is
another 9.
Wow, it did it again?
Yeah. That is numbers 17 magic bludgeoning, 11 radiant, and 5 necrotic.
It is destroyed.
You know, I think I would happily
It
take a
collapses.
D8 that rolls a 6 every single time. That's
right.
not bad.
That definitely
That's
works.
okay. Yeah, gone. There's
Move
just
action to move towards
that
the
combat.
bugbear fray.
So you'll be almost there.
Right. Yeah.
For the next round.
Nice.
Right. And they're in very bad shape. But so their round, let me take care of this. See how their hits are. Ooh. And another bugbear. Might ouch again.
Might ouch.
Oh
Oh no, you ouched me.
I ouched a bugbear.
That sounds like the caterpillar from Bug's Life.
Okay.
Oh no, you ouched me. I got my wings.
16. Ooh.
Oh, that movie's so
Look
good.
at
I want to
that.
watch it now.
That is a good
I
one.
rolled up 6, 6, 8.
Oh,
Nice damage.
nice. Way to roll it on not us.
Yeah.
I'm very proud of you.
He's rolling very
22.
good when he's attacking his own people.
Yeah, kind of incredible. Okay, so another bugbear drops.
Oh no. That was not what I was expecting to happen. I thought all this was damage being done to the giant.
Our bugbear.
Yeah.
It's broken.
Going the other way. Nope. And nope. Oh my gosh.
Am I going to have to disown these guys because they're not good enough?
Yeah, well, I'm going to switch dice because that die just suddenly stopped working. It works great for the other guys.
Imagine a die that stops working. You just roll it and it starts hovering in air,
Yeah,
spinning.
really. And what happens there?
That's only on Tuesday.
Mhm.
And all right, so one of them got a hit in, but it was a bad round for the bugbears. Oh, and let's see which one did he get it on. This would be pretty good. Okay, that one.
Okay. All the bugbears are still up though?
One
Two-
drop.
One drop.
Yeah,
Okay.
so there's 2 left.
2 hill giants left.
2 hill giants.
Yeah. But
Okay.
that's the third bugbear.
Sorry.
Okay.
Well, the numbers seem to change constantly.
no, they don't.
As is convenient.
All right. So,
And,
And that's why we debated them for
So
like
we
10
have
minutes.
two. all right. So I'm going to cast Blight on whichever one looks like it's in the best shape.
Okay, so that's the one that's not the leader type looking one.
What's the range on Blight? Just because I know that the
30
listeners
feet.
would ask.
It's too far away.
Oh.
How hard would it be to move down this canyon that we've gotten up on top
Very
of?
easy.
Okay,
Easy.
how hard would it be to move safely down this canyon?
Very difficult.
Wait, how high up are we?
About 20 feet.
Jump.
Roll it.
There's no.
It's just 2d6. You're only at 8.
Oh, I forgot she was that low. Don't jump.
She takes one step, you grab her by the collar. No, don't do that.
Then I've got to do something else. And oh, what's that?
Ooh, what's this?
There's white stuff in the air.
10-foot radius. How big is that? Is that too big that I'm going to catch all the bugbears?
You'd catch bugbears, definitely.
You have to center it on a creature, or can you center it on any spot? Because you could put it
Center it on
behind
anything.
the giants if you want.
Yeah, but apparently that didn't work for the last spell she was trying to cast.
Womp.
I think they're just kind of all in like a little tangle.
They are.
Sure.
Sure it is.
So I guess I'll do Scorching Ray again.
Okay.
Nice.
Doesn't do much damage.
What's the range on Scorching Ray?
We'll put them all on one target.
Fair.
It does have to hit 3 times, though.
Yeah, but
Okay, 3 rays of fire, hurl them at targets within range. Okay, that's a good suggestion, DM. I'll hurl them all at the one who looks the least damaged.
okay.
Must be nice having 3 d20s, just like, hey, and here are all the hits.
Okay, and I'm adding 10?
Nine.
So 1 is a 25,
Definite hit.
1 is a 16,
Definite hit.
and 1 is a 13.
They all hit.
Yay!
13.
Okay, so 13.
yeah.
13 was
is
the
the
number.
armor class.
Yeah,
I was like,
13 was the
we
number.
whittled it down. We finally got there. Yay.
Okay, 5 points of damage. 4 points of damage. And 7 points of damage.
Not trying to criticize your approach, but like you rolled all d20s at the same time. Why didn't you just roll like 6d6 all at the same time?
Yeah, I think the most d20s I've ever rolled at once was 8.
For what nefarious purpose?
I was DMing a game to you and to Dad, and the things had 4 arms, and there was like tons of them.
I vaguely
So
remember
I
this.
just
remember
like
that, yeah.
roll loads of d20s at the same time, and they had like a 2% chance of hitting, but they would occasionally.
All right, so Jacob, it's on you. Both of those giants are still up, but they are in really bad shape.
Okay. I have a clear shot on them though, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
because they're shoulders and head above.
No reason to
Well,
move.
because 5th edition doesn't care about that as well.
Yeah, not as much.
Using regular old. I'm out of owl arrows, so regular old arrows now. Firing on
The leader type or the other one?
the guy still, just because screw him in particular. 31.
Yeah, definitely hits.
All right, so doing my sneak attack just because there's someone within range. Colossus Slayer, can I borrow D6 again? And I'm out of charges in my bow to up that anymore. 5, 10, 16 plus 7 is 24 points of damage.
And you said
23 points of damage
you said you fired on the leader one?
on the leader.
He collapses.
Nice.
Right in the middle of all the bugbears. He goes down.
All right, that's
You lose sight of him in all of that.
that was shot number 1. And can I see another?
Yeah, there's just the one of them left.
16.
Hits.
Nice. And regular bonus action, swapping over my quarry to him because I don't like him. And 16 points of damage.
Taken. And he does not look like he's going to survive to see many more attacks.
Confident that the reason why the first one collapsed is because I said something about his mother, as I say something about this one's mother as well.
That might be true, but that was really, really mean to say in public. As he dies. Boris, you.
I am moving up to the last remaining hill giant and hitting it with a hammer.
All right.
First attack's a 22 versus armor class.
Definitely hits.
Is it flanked by the bugbears?
It is.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was one away from it.
Right, yeah. And the second
Okay.
attack
Nice catch.
Okay.
is another 22
You
versus
just
armor
had to do
class.
one better
Okay, yeah,
than me.
they
Yeah, right.
both hit.
Precisely. Bonus action to hex him. And the first attack does, it's been a while since I've done any radiant damage to anything. Or haven't done.
I've got plenty of spell
die comes in
slots.
out of nowhere.
Yeah, right. 12 magic bludgeoning and 5 necrotic. And the second does 11 magic bludgeoning and 3 necrotic.
I spend all of my first level spell slots to give Boris all of my second.
And he goes down.
Nice.
The last of the foes. That was 10 hill giants.
Very, very good. I have 1 first level spell slot left.
Yeah, that was quite the combat. And as this is happening, and it's they're the bugbears that are there. They're looking, and they're wielding maces. Maces are coming up. They're looking.
Yeah,
they're
I
looking about.
take my helmet off.
And they see. Well, they can see the two of you guys up there, up on the
We wave
that
friendly.
plateau. Yeah, and they look back. And they say, like almost the same way that the hill giants had said in Hill Giant, they're back, implying that there was whatever the foe was back. And these bugbears say, it's all of you. And they do recognize you.
Oh,
Fantastic.
How do you want to?
So-
how do you want to get off of this cliff?
Let's just dimension door back down there.
That's using a spell slot we don't need to use.
Yeah,
I think
Fire Spirit, have it teleport up, then teleport down.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, fair.
We can do that.
All right.
So there's a pair of small explosions, and then the rest walk up.
But once we're down there, I can bring back to life anything one thing that has died in less than 1 minute. Have any
What spell was that?
Whoa.
revivify? Revivify.
Would you read Revivify for me?
Revivify. You touch a creature that has died within the last minute. That creature returns to life with 1 hit point. The spell can't return to life a creature that has died of old age, nor can it restore any missing body parts. So if it's missing something important, I won't revivify that one.
Whoa.
Okay. Wow. Where'd that one come from?
Being high level.
God.
Well, for
Illicid.
you, the plants.
Yeah. Yeah. While that's happening too, I didn't miss a single shot. So all of my arrows struck true. I'll go back and I pick out all of my arrows
I'm looking at
specifically
roll the 50-50
for
on
just
each one.
if they were
so-
still intact. I get them all back, just whether or not they're still intact.
Yeah, you can get either pieces back or intact. You should roll that 50 on each
Okay,
one of them.
so
I'll roll
I'm going
those
to choose.
over here.
I mean, I can only do it for one.
Well, how many are dead? How many are unconscious?
All 3 of them are dead. They
Or fully dead?
are fully dead. Yeah.
Okay.
So it'd be the one that fell most recently would still be within that window.
Yeah, so I'll revivify that one.
All right, and as you're walking up to it, they're saying, in that very kind of twisted, kind of common sounding, they're like, sister, it does not matter. He is gone. He is gone to Ugo. As you're kind of pushing past them to get to him,
I can restore.
and they all step back, like they want to see how this works and what's going on. You cast your spell,
So I'll touch him with my healy hands.
and then it doesn't say what. Does it give you an idea of how many hit points? Is it like
One.
restored to
He has
1?
one.
Okay, yeah. So looks really bad, and probably not even. Well, he'd be awake by game terms, but not like he wants to stand up and do jumping jacks.
Right.
But he's obviously alive and stabilized. And again, they're very amazed. Thank you. I am Grack Shining Hand. Thank you for doing this and for leading an attack against our foes. We did not expect any aid whatsoever. But you, looking at Boris, we thought you were something else. What is this?
Armor claimed from very strange allies.
It was deceptive. We thought you a foe initially, a new foe, and it burdened us to imagine there was yet another foe in this wild and difficult region. But let's get out of here in case there are more. This is a place known to them. We should return to our own camp. Let's
Agreed.
go.
Lead on.
And they do. They take us back out that way, and they're taking you, Jacob, roughly east from where you are.
So I just don't know how the game works. Do I got to cure myself? Because am I bleeding as I go? So I'm
I was
slowly
about to get
dying?
into that.
Oh, okay.
Firstly, I have 40 hit points worth of lay on hands, and then as long using the blessing of the throne, I could use a bonus action to restore 4d6, and then because of the blessing, 5d6 hit points. But since we're not in combat, I'm going to do this kind of the slow way and spend each of those d6 as a bonus, so there are 2d6 instead of just kind of the one on the
Right, yeah,
larger
that's smart.
lump.
Yeah, that you have to like all
Um,
right now immediately.
So can I steal a D6 from you?
And with that being said, it isn't like they're like, let's take off and walk. They want to take some time to gather up their own gear, fallen stuff, and then like bind up their own wounds too. So it isn't like they're all just like, yo, let's get out of here right
So
now.
if I take a short rest, don't I get stuff back?
Yeah, you get spell slots back, but like
No, you might get a limited number of spell slots back, but you can spend a hit dice to
To heal.
yeah.
to heal.
Oh yeah, I loot bodies. Is there any like valuables like
Oh my
like I
gosh! Oh, the giants'
Yeah, yeah.
bodies. Oh.
don't know like yeah the bugbears.
I go
bet
through
they
the
have-
bugbear's pockets.
Yeah, no, I
I find
go through
holy
the-
symbols.
Maybe the giants have something of value, maybe some form of currency, and take whatever I can from them.
No, it would be like gear. Their oversized gear is about all you have right here. It looks like a very massive raiding party.
Okay.
The-
Zelen, you've regained 19 hit points over the course of 4 rounds.
Can I give myself them all right now, or do I
Yeah.
have to wait?
Yeah.
No, yeah. The 4 rounds have gone by. As
Boom.
you know.
27 hit points. Woohoo!
Yeah,
Nice.
feels better than whatever that was,
Yeah.
6, 8.
Um,
But that you don't see anything in here that give like intel. It looked like they were probably by their estimation a fast moving party. That they had a particular mission, and it looks like they came back to this spot probably to regroup. Very defensive spot, has everything they need to camp. Food, shelter, water, and obviously it's the bugbears themselves that they were concerned about.
Any markings on them that kind of identify them or make it known that they're part of a particular group?
You could make note of the various kinds of cloth and things that in there. Like the bone is looped here.
No sigils or insignias that I
But
see on their
nothing to
clothing.
be obvious. It'd be very much in their own esoterica that you
I
wouldn't
ask,
just recognize.
I ask for 2 reasons. One, for further knowledge, but also 2, since we're leaving these bodies here, defile that in some way, just to say, it's like, yeah, don't come for us, and like rip their sigil in half or whatever, and then kind of leave the bodies that way for whoever comes to find it.
Go ahead and make an intelligence roll and see if there's a point of memory.
Okay, intelligence roll. I'm very smart. 8.
No. So it could have been that whatever their way of demonstrating tribe, you might have seen it before at the Throne of Indara when there was many different representatives from different clans that were assembled there, but you don't particularly recall it. They're just
Okay.
two. They all look kind of the same in that capacity.
To me, they are the same.
So I'm spending 20 hit points of my lay on hands on myself to
Okay.
put me back at 66. And then I have another 20 to play with either among the party or among the bugbears.
Yeah, so you could
Party,
split-
how we feeling?
I don't use my 2nd level spell slots for anything, so I was going to use all mine on some cure wounds too.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm going to use my 1st level spell slots to cure wounds as well,
Okay.
or at least a couple
Yeah.
of them.
Hey, I get to borrow a D8 from you. Yay!
Nice.
1d8.
Oh, wow. What's 19 plus 18? 40, no, 37.
So of the remaining 10 of these bugbears, the 3 that were held back in reserves were injured, and you could think that you could help all 3 of them. Of the ones who were in combat just now, they look like they're now about as injured as those other 3 were. So all 10 of them have, modest injuries right across the board.
Okay. Best thing I can think of is 2 hit points apiece.
Okay.
I am back up to max.
Nice.
I am the max.
All
Okay.
3 of my 2nd level spell slots to get there, but
I'm at half max, so I was gonna hold on me and then do some healing on who looks worse.
Yeah, I've spent my healing that's available.
And I mean, we're about to be with a pretty good group, so maybe hold on to some of your spells just because you are a caster in combat. So just in case we have anything happen where we need to be able to fight, it's good to have a few.
And route to place, sure. Yeah, so with that 2 back, they're looking better. Obviously there's still injuries around,
Yeah.
but they're a little better that way. So, but they seem stabilized and very appreciative. And again, the one had introduced himself to you as Grack Shining Hand. I lead this war band, but we should get back to our headquarters. So let's gather what things we have left. And 2 of them are actually, they're not burying, they're shouldering their own dead. And
Yeah.
2 of them are walking back carrying their dead. to get them back out of here and not leave the bodies behind.
If it seems respectful, I'll offer to help.
They would definitely take the assistance.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'll rotate in. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So you guys are moving, and you travel about a mile. And as you're getting closer to it, you recognize. Go ahead and do your siegecraft, Boris.
Okay.
When he says you, I thought it was like me. I was like, oh, I recognize.
Natural 20.
Nice.
Been waiting for that. What are you?
You critical that
Yeah,
skill.
30.
Nice.
And I should have said this too, that both Zelen and Jacob, you guys could do a like that nature sense as you're looking to see how things are
Survival?
set up. Survival, sorry, yeah.
Oh, I was gonna say, it's like, yeah, I can do that.
I could do either one of those. But what you notice right off, Boris, in the area you're heading is that this is a group that has made they've used the best of the topography and the natural materials to make a defensive area. As you're getting into it, you can see that people are either going to be slowed down traveling through a wooded area down across a stream, or they're going to be funneled into a direction of the defender's choice.
Nice.
And what did you roll, Zelen?
13.
13. Would you roll?
30.
30. Okay, so you're probably
Nice.
not aware of this as you're going, but Jacob, you are. That you can see that.
Zelen, you're occupied with keeping your spleen where it
I
all
guess- I'm stitching myself up as we go. That they did such a great job of using natural resource that if you weren't truly looking for it, you wouldn't have known there was a defensive position here at all.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
That it's that well hidden into the
I mean, I
natural
would say,
cover.
oh, wow, if I saw it.
If you're aware of that. But you guys are walking up into this, and you're not even challenged because they're seen from a distance, and you come into this camp that's in like a protected, like a small, like teeny little valley between two hogback ridges, and it's all surrounded by trees. You come up into this, and there's like about another dozen bugbears. The guy that introduced himself as Grack Shininghand goes right to one of the bugbears and is giving a very brief report and indicating where you are. Since you're walking in with them, the rest of them don't bristle, but you can see they all have hands near weapons. They're all ready to be combative if they need to. But it seems to be that they're all like agreeing almost right away that they do recognize who you are. And though you couldn't pick one bugbear face or make that much of a difference to the next bugbear face, you are getting the idea from their expressions that they've all seen you before, that they were there in that bugbear valley.
Oh, wow.
Or the majority of them at the very least.
When you set off and you started this whole, like, I don't want to say cult, but like when you started your own kind of order
Movement,
of the bugbears, did you remove like the whole like sigil of the Donalar
No, I didn't
feathers?
take the owl feathers.
Okay, so are they are any of them displaying Donalar feathers kind of in this area?
Yeah, they are.
Okay.
That some of them had gone through that process and they haven't left it behind. They're still bugbears.
I imagine most of them have.
Yeah, honestly, that
I make it kind of like like shift my quiver kind of so you see like all the arrows kind of like all the feathers kind of shitting out that way. It's like, yeah, no.
Well, they're quite the
I know.
plume. Yeah,
I know what's going on.
and there might have been some like tied into your old armor.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Probably
I
not in
definitely
this.
still have them. It's just a matter of whether or not they're tied into the splint I had been wearing or the Inuriac stuff.
Yeah, we hadn't
I
gotten
think
into that.
I think I had mentioned how it's both honor tallies from the Inuriacs, which adds to the kind of the weirdness of the armor,
yeah.
and then the other displays and markings I had.
We
wearing.
can go with that. That,
And
that
I
makes
have
enough
some owls too, owl feathers too, not
Right.
owls, owl feathers that are tied
the
to
whole
my.
is all-
I've been dragging this owl around all this time. And then that leader turns and he walks right up to the three of you. And he says, I am Tulat Dawnseeker. I lead this group. You are very welcome. Please sit. And they're starting to bring food up and you can talk what they've gone through and what all of you have gone through too.
Nice, yeah, and I definitely share why we're here, what we're looking for. That
Oh, you do? You share that we're looking for the leaves?
Yeah, this
is his
my
order.
order.
Yeah.
Yeah, this
Oh,
is the group
yeah,
of
that's right.
bugbears I
Okay.
founded. Yeah, and maybe not the leaves so specifically, but a holy artifact in order to thwart an evil in the north.
This is amazing things. We had wondered about you. We had seen sign, track and trace of you, and then it just stopped. 2.5 months ago, there was nothing. We feared you were all dead or had moved out of the area.
We're aware.
Perhaps back to Warland or to places further north.
Under the earth.
Yes.
And
Deep.
around campfires, I probably would, this fire in their base, tell the story of everything we went through with the Inuriacs.
Yeah. So initially, that they probably even say, when you said under the earth, we thought, well, why were you in a cave? Why were you sitting in a cave for so long? There's caves around here. That doesn't make any sense. But then as you go into it, just the realization.
Ridiculous until they remember I'm covered in bug.
Yeah, but they see and they look like this. Yeah, except and there'd be another limb out over here, another limb out over there. But yeah, kind of like that. And then they tell you their own story that under the guidance and tutelage of Vragulk, who was the one that you said, you do this now. You become and follow this path. That he died when they were like escaping the Bugbear Valley, that apparently they were not well received. And he relates to you that more and more of our people with our new belief structure, with believing in Uko, had greater ability to gather owl feathers. And it was looked upon as a challenge to power. And we could not stand against the entire tribe. Had to leave. He held our rear guard and allowed us to get out of there. So
Wow.
it's, and then since that time, we have looked to make a place for ourselves. But this area, as we've always known, outside of our own valley, is exceedingly dangerous. And it seems as though dangers are only increasing and not in any way diminishing. We've lost some of our own in various skirmishes. We could take you to their grave sites where we've interred them.
I think we encountered a couple of their grave sites.
And yeah, if you described where it was, how it came
Yeah.
out of that one valley, yes, that was one of the occasions for their battling. We seek now simply to find a location where we could move from with relative safety without giving ourselves away. There are ruins in various places around here, but within 10, 15 miles. But those ruins will always draw attention once they're occupied, and that's why we've taken this place here.
How okay are we with the idea of like bringing them to Sarntar Azul, having them be the ones that repopulate those ruins?
That'd be interesting. Trying to rebuild Sarntar Azul. I hadn't thought about that.
That'd be interesting.
I thought you were going to talk about bringing them along to that ruined manor we're trying to get to.
No, I think like sending them to Sarntar Azul, because I remember you were talking about taking that over for kind of your area there.
I was talking about the manor.
Oh yeah, no. I mean, like
seeing
you were
how
talking
it
about Sarntar Azul like a while ago, like taking over that space. Like this is like far after the campaign. Like,
Right, yeah.
but like sending them there and having them start to rebuild, because even though those are ruins, not necessarily in this area, they could rebuild there without anyone finding out because of just how massive
Yeah, how
it is.
big, yeah.
So as you guys are talking, so Jacob, do you guys relate geographically more or less what you're heading for or about where you think this is? Because you don't know
Yeah,
exactly.
as well as I can, using as many landmarks as I can possibly do, like, again, approaching from this kind of angle and saying, like, this is where we're trying to get to, describing the area.
Okay. Once you make that description, Jacob, as to about what you're talking about, he's saying that would be strategically, that would be a good location, about centered, it seems, between the Gate of the Ages and the ruins of what was once Sarntar Azul, by things you've said. And if you recall, the one of the bodies where there was that encounter wasn't too far from that region. So they know these places. They know where those things are.
Do you still have other bugbears that are finding you to join you?
Yes, and he points out a few of them, points out to them that don't have any owl feathers. That's like not part of their tribal, like ascendancy. That they are from other tribes, but it is slow. There are other bugbear tribes that are here in these wild regions of the Brimroar, but they're few. It takes a lot for someone to completely convert their ideals. But what I'm considering now and wondering, and the one that's talking, the leader, Tulat, he turns back to Grak, and Grak nods his head, and he said, would you consider us traveling there with you to determine if there would be a better location for us to continue what we're doing, to organize this area, for us to better organize this area and make a stronghold, to build from there, if
Gladly.
that would be helpful in the same way to you?
Gladly, that'd be fantastic. What do you know of the place?
Well, that was the only thing I'm a little concerned about, because there is a taboo, a regional taboo that's fairly centered in that area. I don't know if it's in the same place. We don't know what it's focused on or what is the origin, but there is something. It could be very ancient, something cultural to the previous cultures that have made that a difficult and dangerous place. Some hidden magic. We don't truly know what, but just that different beings that we encounter tend to avoid the generality of that region. One of those sets of rumors is that it might have been the lair to some very powerful creature. There are also a race of beings. They're short. They're unusual. They're gifted at crafty things, making traps, and they have an almost lizard-like appearance. That they seem to be in some way part of this. Maybe if it is servants of a monster, or if it is its descendants. We just don't know the truth of it. But that's one of the things that's come out of that region. So, you'd be willing for us to travel with you?
Gladly, yes.
Yeah, we would gladly take it.
The whole tribe is going to travel with us?
Well, our whole contingent that we try to secure this place and make it as invisible as possible, that we could return to it if we need to. But if we could acquire a completely new location, that'd be better for us to strike from and to defend with the authority and power that the three of you carry. That could be very, very beneficial to us. It's a dangerous place to move around in.
You would have no trouble defending the area that we have in mind.
All right, then it would be a case of not abandoning this, but moving in mass with the possibility of coming back to it and maybe even using it as one of our, in the future, a readout that we can go to when necessary.
Is this all just like a war tribe, or do they have any weak or young?
No, it seems like it is just these combative individuals.
It sounds more like a fraternal brotherhood than a tribe.
Yes.
Makes sense.
A knightly order kind of thing.
No, there are definitely males and females that are, these warrior types, but it doesn't seem as though they're making family units.
Yeah. I mean, I guess asking them when they're ready to leave would probably be more a question coming from you versus...
Yeah. Well, from any of us, but yeah.
Oh, yeah.
How soon will you be able to travel?
I think it would take us just to let our sick, or our wounded rather, recuperate a little bit more and to gather some supplies for the way. We could be leaving in a couple of days. It would also take that much time just to prepare and do our best to block off the entrance points, so it's not going to be easily determined or seen by others.
And we can help in those day or two to accelerate the process.
That could perhaps shorten that as well.
Yeah. How ooh, sorry. How far did we walk from that place where I made the comment about it being like a fantastic hunting spot? Are we like a few hours away, or is it like a short walk over that ridge?
It probably the majority of the day.
Okay.
Back to that area.
Okay. Depending on kind of what reserves they have, I might suggest just like a small hunting outfit to go out there and maybe gather some rations, gather some meat for the trip, because we're a few days, like probably a few weeks from Sarntar Azul, aren't we?
Well, I think you would probably, but the location you're going to, you're hoping for it to be under a week's time. You're not sure if it'd be like 4 days to get to it, 5, 6, maybe somewhere in there.
I think we're like 8 to 10 from Sarntar Azul, because
so
it was between the two of them.
Right.
But does that change with the size of the party that we're moving through? I have no idea, like mechanic wise, if a larger outfit.
Yeah, how many?
Because I mean,
how many are you
your
talking
ranger
about
stuff,
coming?
I don't
my
think so.
ranger stuff, yeah, it says you're unhindered by you move at your normal pace just through your favorite terrain. I didn't know if you were going to cap that just like, yeah, that makes sense for like the three of y'all, but for like you and what was it, 24 bugbears?
22 at this point.
Okay, yeah.
But not all 22 are coming with us.
I thought they were.
No, that was the very point.
Oh,
They're
the whole
packing
group
the
is
entire
coming.
outfit, and they're moving in. They're moving into Sarntar Azul.
Well, no,
Or to the area.
This place somewhere.
I got you.
Between there.
Yeah,
between
the place we're going to get the leaves.
Yeah,
Fair.
to see if that's they like the location of that. Again, for them, even the taboo of it, Sarntar Azul, the idea of what it is and what it was is still a very bad place.
Yeah, but we're good people.
Yeah, but they
Yeah, and I still think it's kind of a bad place.
yeah, so, yeah, but it is kind of a tough area. But they're very much wanting to do that and go that way.
Okay, yeah.
All right,
Well,
so
I can't
over the
fly.
next
22 of us, so.
in that time period, they do some hunting, gathering of supplies and whatnot. But it seems like they're also fairly well outfitted to have enough rations that they could travel, maybe even go that distance without having to gather more food. Most of their time is spent on like the felling of trees and rearranging of dead trees that they have to make it block off this area, to make it a less desirable place to get into, and to a degree seal it so that any other party coming through here wouldn't just think it's any more than just like one more little hillock that has trees all around it, and then to move on from that and go to some
And I
other
can help
place.
with that, with
Yeah, I would
erupting
think so,
earth
too.
and that kind of stuff. But
Yeah.
we've had a long rest, so I get all my stuff back, right?
Yes, well then,
I guess a couple will go by in this time.
yeah. So in that, you're gonna have you'll be sleeping over a couple of nights.
Fantastic.
Yeah, so you guys are back up to your norms.
How do they seem to be receiving me.
Well, it's interesting because
I don't want to challenge Tulat for control of the order.
And that would be a case where Tulat comes to you that evening when there's various campfires here and there. They've all been hooded. They have rocks set up in certain ways, angling this way and that, so they can still cook without shining a great deal of light out and about. And you are in this tight little valley. But you're at one of the campfires with a few of the bugbears, and Tulat comes over and sits down and is eating with you. And he says, really what's tantamount to, you weren't the founder of our order, but you were the initiator of our order.
Mm-hmm.
That if you would accept the honor, I would accept you as an honorary member of this order. However, you would not be an authority in this order. That we would not do well to suffer having any sort of an
outsider
political change in this. And that could be too. That I don't know how well that would go over.
Indeed.
As much as you are important to what's happening now. Are you all right with that?
Yes, I am. I accept this.
Then we refer to ourselves as the Risen Brotherhood, and you are now an honorary member of that brotherhood.
Thank you.
All right, so those
Do
days...
we all want to become members of that brotherhood? Or
Well,
just you?
I already have one torque on my arm. I don't want a second.
You'd have to be a paladin.
Oh,
Oh,
Yeah.
all of these bugbears are paladins?
They are.
Jeez.
Does that mean they all can cast spells?
Well,
As long as they're of sufficient level.
who did you train them for the what is it? Patron saint? What's the term for? Is it all Uko?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. They're
You
not
ascend to godhood because these are all worshiping you.
No.
Yeah, very explicitly not. Yeah, no, they probably have. Some of them have smiting abilities and like lay on hands type stuff and stuff like that. So
Nice.
honestly, it's a nice bunch to have cruising around in a location.
Who wants to mess with 23 paladins?
Right?
So as you guys move out from that area, of course, you are all on foot, and they do...
During that time, I get my warlock spell slots back from a short rest,
Mhm.
so I would be putting 2 of those second level slots into
the
my
ring.
ring of spell story.
Yeah, it makes good sense. That they put it in really 2 different groups, and that is they have just a group of 6 that are moving out ahead as a van and a scouting party, and then the rest moving in a column. And there's always a bugbear going back and forth between the one and the other. And Jacob, they ask you if you would move with the van, while the other 2 of you would move with the main column.
Yeah, that's fine.
Makes
and,
sense. So you
Yeah.
could check and make sure they don't trample over any.
And you
important tracks.
you are aware almost immediately that you are way better than any of these guys. Just multiple
I would
categories
hope
better.
so.
Yeah, that when it comes to reading the area, but they're also very good at knowing where there's some known things, and you find yourself taking a more circuitous route than what you would have done initially yourself. And you're learning that between the 2, all of you, their van and you, that you're really leading this party on away from other settled areas. It could
Okay.
even be like away from other bugbear tribes or other known hazards, things they've been aware of, or areas that are just so exposed that it could be dangerous too.
That doesn't not make sense.
Yeah, and it is after about 4 days that as you're traveling,
I bet it's kind of nice to travel with just like people again instead
Oh,
of
yeah.
Inuriacs.
yeah, right.
So
So
like they're singing and talking and just kind of hanging out generally instead of just
Aren't
being
they
like
bears?
they're kind of goblinoid.
yeah,
they're
so
still humanoids.
Oh.
Bugbear is just a name.
Oh.
And
This whole time, 89 episodes in, and you thought every time we talked about bugbears that they were like grizzlies?
I think it's hilarious that you are making these accusations when for the first like 16 episodes you called them just straight bears. And you're like, oh, I keep picturing them as bears.
I didn't say that.
Yes, you did.
Clip it. Bring it to me. I did not say that.
You're on.
so they,
Also, it only took me 16 episodes. So
I mean,
still
to
haven't-
be honest, what I picture is the Disneyland, those hillbilly bears, that
oh my
are like,
goodness,
oh,
oh my gosh.
that's actually what I'm picturing.
and that is canon. That is how bugbears look like in this universe. Thank you very much. Someone draw up
Both
the
for
artwork.
that.
Yeah, so a variety of things, but just to bring up an image for
Did you see a bad word? Do I have to bleep
I
that?
did, yeah.
Oh.
more like that. So I just brought up a picture of
Doesn't he
a
look
very
cuddly?
They don't look
typical
like bugs or
bugbear.
bears.
Yeah.
He's just missing a banjo, and I
No.
think you were right on the money.
All right, so There are dark camps each night, so they just want to risk being exposed to anything else that's out here. But they are, they enjoy to talk, tell stories, laugh, and I think it would be very pleasant for all of you as you're traveling through that to be around at least other mammalian things,
Humanoids.
Humanoids that you could say, oh wow, they're more like us. I never thought how much I'm like a bugbear until I spent 2.5 months with the Anuriak. That if somebody, God forbid, dies, they're not going to eat them, repurpose them. Maybe the old kind of bugbears would have, but
also just the not having to convince them to take a break. Like, it's like, yeah, we're at the end of the day of travel. We set up camp and rest.
Yeah, we set up camp.
Not convincing them that's the thing that needs to happen.
Right, yeah.
And it's also, they're rotating watches through all of them. So you guys are actually in a fairly contained area too when it comes to, relaxing, doing things, studying, replacing spells.
Usu is still keeping watch as well, yeah.
Yeah. So as you, at the end of that 4th day, and you're looking so very far ahead, that you can see in the area that you're coming to, the ground is slowly rising. And like each step, Jacob, you're looking and thinking to yourself, this looks more like it, and this looks more like it. It's matching where the map is. It's matching all those things that we have, those markers as to where this location would be. And you're looking up ahead, they're looking, and the two groups have merged. The van is allowed the column to catch up to it. And again, Grak is conferring with Tulat, and they're both saying that we do believe, Jacob, that this is the area of that taboo, because they're just, as they describe it in point, the foliage ahead is suddenly very different. There's a change to the very way the trees seem to be growing. You're looking at, what was normally kind of a typical, forested area, and that you say, those are very tight together, like thickets of plants. And you're looking in and seeing things like hollies and hawthorns, kind of spiny growth plants, and they're large but so dense that you would think it's very difficult to move into it, to move through it. And it isn't just right there. It's like this whole, as you're looking down into this area where it goes up, where the elevation is coming up, you can see it's a huge area, like a mile across, maybe even more. It's difficult to say. That is this very unusual area of very strange plant growth. Those that have the ability or the want to, go ahead and make nature checks.
I can do that.
7.
15.
So as you guys are looking at it, and it just seems different to you, Jacob, and Boris, I guess just as different to you, but Zelen, as you're looking at it and turn back to those two, that whole massive area of woods looks completely unnatural.
Thank you for listening. Make sure all of your homies and besties know listening to The Empire's Edge is totes yeet, bruv. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at The Empire's Edge. Then tell them to give us bread at subscribestar.com/the-empires-edge.
He said there's always that one guy that just messes up everything. It's like, how do they spread them out intentionally? And this guy he couldn't salute right. He couldn't make his bed right. He couldn't do anything right. And of course,
good old private pile.
Yeah, and that's it. And this guy, this drill sergeant, is in his face, chewing him out. And he's like, you're too stupid to be in the Marine Corps. From now on, you're not in the Marine Corps, you're in the Navy. He said, open that trash can. So he opened up and says, climb into that trash can. As he climbed in it, and he said, no, get down in there. He's and he's like yelling down in the trash can. He said, now you're in the Navy, not only that, you are a submariner. Well, you don't come out of there. You don't come out of there unless I go bang, bang on this trash can, and you jump out of there and say, ooga, dive. And he said, and you would do that every single time. And he said, we'll test this right now. Do you understand me, Private Pile? And he's like, oh, yes, sir. And he goes, gung, gung. This guy jumps up with that lid, ooga, dive. And he goes like down again. And he did it like 3 times. Left this guy in the trash can for like a couple hours. Then he started to drill and whatnot. And everyone's trying to go bang, bang, ooga, dive. And he goes back in again. And then somebody yells, like that, and everybody just goes like this and turns. There is an inspection from a guy from Vietnam. He was like a combat colonel, one of the guys that are out there, like the real deal, just as sawed off and mean as you can possibly imagine. And as the guy walks in, Jim said that he's just another one of these recruits. He's just raised, private, whatever. He's paying attention, and he can see the sergeant has this bead of sweat coming down his face because this guy came in injured. and he's got a cane, walks in and he goes, bang, bang, and he taps on a door. Walks up, bing, bing, taps on a dunk. And the guy's like, oh God, oh God, oh God. And he walks up, he goes, bing, bing, and this guy goes, and the guy kind of backed off and he started and looked at him and he looked around and nobody's moved. No one's moved anywhere. And the guy kind of took one step back and put his hands on his hip and he got that. He's got one hand poised, got the cane, and he went bang, bang. And he's like, grabs him by the throat. And that's private. You will step out of that trash can and tell me exactly what you're doing. He's like, I'm too stupid to be in the Marine Corps. I'm in the Navy, but nobody'd want to see me, so I'm a submariner, sir. And he was like, as you were. That's the guy go, and he just sinks back down into his trash can. And the guy goes on with his inspection. He keeps tapping on stuff and walks through. And the guy stayed in the trash can.